You have to be secure in your own faculties. I've been suffering fogginess when it comes to that Neptune. And what's happening is one of my little baby cats is dying. Because it might be true that I overfed it, but to me it overate itself. But no, I got a handle on it. It did cross my mind, like what, boy, these cats, maybe they should practice fasting. I'm sorry, I hate this video. I don't think I can save it. It's the male cat, the one that I love the most. I mean, but God is teaching me a lesson, and it's horrific. I don't know. See, I never really, I don't think that it's the truth that I overfed it. Um, does, does see, so because I noticed that I've been watching them, they've been having bowel movements, and I have been noticing a little of a bloated gut, but they were having bowel movements, and then they would go down skinny. See, I'm working out right in front of your face. Just what I'm looking at. I have sound faculties, babes. See, my 17-year-old cat died of something that got her. She was fine, and then she wasn't fine like the next day. And I even have like where you can see it's like, well, if I had the $800 or $1,600, I don't know, to take her to the vet. Like right now, my problem is I called some people up here to see if they would help me with the vet bill for this cat, but it's Sunday, and then there's an emergency vet that's like 65 miles away or something like that or more, and I don't have enough support. See, I'm going through so much with this experience right now that it's like I can guarantee you right now. See, I'm not going to post this until after the Pluto goes into away from Capricorn, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be suffering the death of my little cat. But no, I'm wipe that away. No, I'm still trying to save him. I'm waiting for, and he wants to live too. And the thing is he was perfectly fine, and then something got to his gut, and you know, I, I'm 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 guilty of, I guess, of having just left the food out because I didn't realize that they would overeat themselves. But see, I'm seeing their guts bloat too. I'm seeing bloating. I'm pretty sure I'm seeing that, and I was catching up on it with my mind. See, yesterday I was thinking, well, they should fast, but then I noticed that they are having healthy bowel movements, and it's going, and they're little babies, right? Don't they usually kind of are plump and right? But if see, I am not justifying my ignorance at all, but I'm looking at something may have got them through something that it could be the cat litter, but no, it's their food, right? See, this is why I want to take them to the vet so they can tell me, like, what is going on. But the thing is, yeah, I mean, wow, am I going to be blamed for overfeeding my cat? See, I've been around a while now. I'm 50 years old, come September 26th. And I've been around animals like ever since I was a child, right? That's when the cats are having kittens in the closet, or you have a guinea pig, and your rat or your hamsters have babies, or your bird is, you just have all this stuff going on, and it was very different. There wasn't as many problems mounting up, and the reason why they were mounting up, and we heard it a while ago. It was a while ago, too. And I don't want to get into this because this is the most sickening part of the crimes that are being covertly committed against humanity is that how the animals suffer. And it's just like, babes, I'm right now, I personally, I'm telling you the truth about my inner, what's happening. I want to make an escape. I want to go away. I want to go where they grow bushes and that they can live inside the trees and it's fine. If that's what's happening, or if there's another way, there has to be. There is. They're doing it all wrong and they're poisoning us and they like this. They like the loosh, right? They like the sadness. And I'm here to tell you that I might be fucking devastated right now. I'm talking as humanity, my babes. We might be feeling devastated right now. But there will be a rise up the Aries in the organism. A rise up through rapture. It's just a feeling. Because you know, you did all you can, but you are being undermined by something that does not want you to know a diddly squat about anything. And you can't, it just seems like you can't be aware enough, right? Because you have a clown in the background messing with the wires. They are so young. And I do feel like that I did the wrong thing. See, the little girl, see, uh, she's showing bloating. It's weird. See, he was too. Um, and I noticed it, and I was like, well, and so but I made sure they were having the bowel movements. Um, and see, this is why I just, I do not blame myself completely. I can't. And you can't either. See, this is the thing, is that you're going to start thinking that you did something wrong. And then the whole society out there is going to tell you, oh, obviously, you don't know how to raise cats because you overfed it. And it's like, oh, yeah? Here's what I'm contemplating, the thing that we can't do because we're getting poorer and poorer, right, in money. We're really actually getting poorer and poorer in having a set of balls and a set of tits, to tell you the truth, and sticking up. Really getting more energy that fights and says, no, put this game down. You people aren't playing fair. And there is such a thing, really. It's just so beyond that. We're going to see a natural occurrence, and it has to do with my rapture here, what I'm going to learn from this experience, because I do blame myself, and I want to get closer to God. And the thing is my God says, babe, your eye is open, and you're going to see something now, and please teach people about it. See, they're both, see, this is the thing, is that my little, the female, I was worried about her. See, I pulled her out of, I told you in the beginning, when I got the cats, I pulled her out of dehydration. She was about ready to die. I can notice that, oh God, because, well, she was very young, right? I don't like this video because it's leading back to me not knowing what I'm doing. It's like, no. Cats live out in the wild and they do not go through pacification where you're going to start feeding them a fucking baby food off the shelf at Stater Brothers. They live. I'm telling you, there's a. See, if you're giving them any kind of the products from the industry, they are creating these illnesses that creates complications, like in their lives, and yours, and everybody's. And when my cat was 17, my cat that you see videos and she's in it, and she died um, abruptly, and now it's because she's elderly, right? And then, but something that got into her food. Now, I'm contemplating, is it also, see, is it the, sorry, I'm just talking right in front of your face, going through it, see, I'm glad he's not complaining right now. I mean, it, it doesn't appear, see, I'm doing all I can. I do see a glimmer of hope, but here it is Sunday, and it's a matter of money, and that kills it. That kills it. And I know that this is a profound lesson for not just me. I'm going to share something with you that I got out of it already, and it's profound. I want this thing to live, believe me. I'm working something of my healing. I did not overfeed this cat. I'm observing something, I'm coming up on it, and then of course I've learned, see, the stuff that they have us available to give them, is very, it's, well, not only toxic, but it's too rich, I guess you could say. No, I refuse to believe that that's the case. See, when I have faculties that I'm observing, I'm very much. I can be a veterinarian. You know, I'm a super sensitive. He's going through something. I want to take him to the vet so I can find out what is happening there. Is it neurological? Is it the stomach? Is the stomach ripped apart? See, I'm feeling the stomach. Yeah, it's doing this thing like this. It's doing this. And, um, you know, I was trying to tell you how in the beginning, the little girl, um, they had diarrhea from something that it said kitten food on it, and it was high end, expensive. And they started puking about it, but no, the boy, he's eating healthy. I told you that. She's having difficulty. It's just because they went through stress, and then they're small and they're getting a little bigger, and you can expect stress. They're going through a massive amount of growth and changing in their body, and right, as babies, right? Don't they have diarrhea and they puke and stuff? And I've been washing them. I've been right there, and I was on top of this. See, yesterday, I did have a visitor, quite distracting, by the way, but all of this is distracting. All of it. All of it. Because we're supposed to have a deeper realization than anything else that, oh, is something happening around this? No, we're fucking over it, man. The real realization is to try to resonate in the name of truth. See, like I'm doing here is the hardest video I've ever made so far. Um, because because I'm having to just say, God, forgive me. I didn't know that they can have this problem of bloating. See, the thing is that, see, what I was telling you about the diarrhea thing, and this cat, the female, was getting down, anemic, and I was like, oh my God, they need to eat. And I know that there's a problem with getting them to eat anything, and to me, it's like whatever you find that they go after, give them it, but so it's like give them a little of it, and I was doing that. Yes, I was sparsing it out, and see, I have a guilty part of me that says I might have overfed them, but see, this is why, I guess it's because, see, this one, the little girl, she was so anemic. The truth is they're both kind of doing that. They're fluctuating. See, yesterday, babes, they were skinny. They were having a bowel movement, and they went down again. I was like, okay, thank God, because they're getting to be like balloons. See, now I know. See, I'm going onto the internet and it says no, it's possible that they could croak, and I've never see. I'm getting back to now. I'm 50 years old. I've been around it, and it's not. It wasn't like just a normal thing to have a diabetic cat, an epileptic cat or dog, or if obese or this bull. Oh, it's a normal thing for your cat to, and they're showing fucking adult cats getting bloated and little cats getting bloated, And see, I know that they get fat when they're little babies. They're just right. They get kind of because they're growing and they're going up and down and they're fucking shitting and they're growing. See, something went on overnight with him. I knew there was something wrong when I was up at 5 in the morning. I was on, the toilet, and they come running in, low routine developing, and it was only her. And I just knew something was fucking wrong. And so I find him, and he's under my bed doing this like he's like, to me, it's like his neurology is messing up. Yeah, to me, it's more like his neurology too. That's why I do want to take him to the vet, and really, my question is, ladies and gentlemen, how do we do this? They're poisoning us, and we can't do it one person at a time. Deborah Tavares. Deborah Tavares. If you look up Deborah Tavares, if they have any of her um, material that she has been working on, she totally predicted what was going to be happening throughout the turn of the 20s, especially the part where they lit everything on fire and they continue to do it, and all of the information about the free weaponries, the free energy weapons that they're silently using. That of course, they can melt this whole fucking civilization that down, and we are hanging on in a balance right here. You can bet that if Barbie doll can talk to you like this and try to tell people now, how could we regroup? Our generation needs to do something. We can't get caught in talk about the Barbie doll fucking scene out there, the cartoon that from cradle to grave. None of these people are questioning why did they get sick. Well, their doctor will tell them it's just in your genes. It's normal. No, it's not. No illness is normal, and none of the fear of death that you're going through is normal. No, it's not. No, it's not. You are here being tested. This is the hardest place you can ever be in the galaxy or in the universe, for whatever reason. It's like you can say that maybe it's you're right at the precipice of the full-on graduation of knowing everything about that the universe is yours. Like how that there's so much of a better thing through meditation. Just want you to know, because I'm going on 50 here, and um, all of the programming around us says that we get old and die, or it's negative. People are running a program that they don't know how to drop every single bit of it and just fucking regroup and say, "Oh my God, can you imagine how beautiful this is?" But we can't have it. Not even ourselves. Just hold each other's hands and saying, "Oh my God, this might be happening." Okay, I'm gonna put this video on, and when Pluto goes back into Aquarius, I'm too devastated and I'm too fresh and raw and heartbroken with a lot of things. I'm going through so much. But I'm also learning something so profound at the same time. My eye is open. Babes, if I overfed that cat, boy, I'm sorry. No, something going on there. And see, that cat would be more susceptible somehow. I think that the female body can handle it a little bit more as far as that bloating thing. Yeah, and it's a lesson to me is that maybe we don't treat the male side. We don't baby them. We don't think that they know how to see. I didn't mean that. That sounded wrong. What I mean is you do baby them. But what I mean is you don't let them have every single thing that they think they can have and grab at. But no, babes, this is a matter of having been tainted. It's poisonous. Why is there a huge section of, oh, your cat's gonna bloat? Nobody knows quite why. When, you know what? It's not why. It's like, when did it start happening? See, I was wary about getting any further animals. After my 17-year-old cat died, first of all, I could tell that something got her. I have some documentary to prove it a little bit. She's just getting older, and she did need to change her food, and I had the money. to change your food around. Babes, I was actually cooking your chickens and stuff, but see, the human chickens, the human food that they are making chickens with, if I could just understand myself, you know what I'm saying? It's not edible. Nope. Cats won't eat, even though sometimes they eat it, sometimes they do. It's a matter of how tainted it is. Yes. Butter. Butter. I've been alive long enough, and I'm telling you, Hans, this is what you need to do as a generation. You don't let this happen. And this here fucking medium that you're using it wrong if you don't dare. Support. See, what I mean is this, see if I can take it to the vet. If I had support. But my problem with support goes way back. That I need to drop it. I don't have control of how that I didn't have support or anybody had support here. Right? Do we really have real support? When it's the government giving us our ideals about how that all should go down in our fucking lives? Who can be impressed? The more that I see, because my eye is open, the more it's almost... See, I have to do yoga because I'm an electrical body, and I'm being distracted by a lot of shit, but I'm managing to float atop because it's been too long that I've been meditating accidentally, playing music all my life. It's been too long doing the opposite of the first compulsory suggestion out there. Everybody always questioned me, well, why do you do that? And I said, well, why do you do that? I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to do. How about you? That's my latest thing, talking to these. And if I had enough funding, if I had enough support, I have this whole system, it would just come out naturally. It's like this. Very serious, but playful. Just make little ribbons because it's all a school here and they all want to know, oh, they're so good, right? They graduated and no, you're still in a school here. And this, I say, you get a turd ribbon for having, you're good in case if you want to build a living hell for people. What kind of reward are you? Do you see what I'm saying? There's two possibilities here. Now, I say, I see. I told them I'm for the green team. Green team. Well, that's the heart chakra, maybe. But don't you like to keep it green here and the water drinkable? That's where I'm at, and I'm right on that fringe, man. And they have their methods of causing it to be miserable here. I can tell that there's something wrong, right? Can you? Oh, we're gonna see a lot of weird stuff go down. It might involve, if we're lucky. I hate to talk like this, but see, because we are outnumbered. Right? We're outnumbered, are we? What's gonna go on? See, the thing is, if you want to talk about numbers, who's numb to it? The ones that are running for money, and they're going to see. There's a glimmer of of a something alive in them that says, you know what, this is not alive, and I'm dying more and more, and that causes an alarm within the very universe. Really, it's like, wait a minute, Project Earth is going, why? And the God is like, excuse me, alarm, alarm, alarm. And then Angel starts going, no, babes, what up? You are beautiful. Don't you know that you have something to unfold much more than this? What is happening? Well, this is a long video, and I'm going to start trying to erase some things so it doesn't stop on me. What's happening is, because I've studied a lot of NDE experiences, that's one of the first things I did when I got on the internet, is I listened to thousands of different real-life stories about the NDE, near-death experience, because I had an experience myself being next to my mother when she was dying. And Tesla explains that his mom gave him a gift. And I said gave him a gift because there's an actual book that's written that says your mom will give you a gift. Your mom, the gift that my mom gave me. And as you have to read through the book, and it's about this person, she tells the same exact story about the same thing I fucking saw. And Tesla, if you listen to how he talked about some strange stuff that was like, well, of course, interstellar, but maybe more was interdimensional. But no, he knows about interstellar. Maybe maybe he's confused. Maybe he's just a man. But he did study a lot. But he was always disappointed and went back and cried to his mama. And what did his mama do? How programmed was she? How held captive was she? How traumatized was she? Living under being held captive here. Something ever moving and encroaching ever so slowly, but ever so um, real. Is it looking at me through the eye right now of this computer? I doubt it. Whatever, see, we are in the middle of it, able to go both ways. See, as you can see, how that you would be found guilty to your own self because, um, nah, no, I'm clean. See, I'm clean. You can make a mistake of trusting that the stuff that they're giving you out there to manage your fucking life, whatever it is that they have just overlaid upon you, really just tattered. People could have a great idea, but it folds under with, do you have enough funds and blah, blah, blah. It's a huge distraction service. It is. It is. See, and I know that. I can see it's like, my life. See, distraction from what, Shauna? You're supposed to, see, we have generations here. What do you think generation means? Come on, refocus your ears. Generate. Generation. A generator. What is that? What are we generating? Is it generation or is it degeneration? Because how that we can get pretty darn sick around here, can't we? And guess what? You cannot heal from it unless you go right into it and notice it and see it and say, oh my God, that was terrible, really. Um, um, I shouldn't have thought that I can do that for that long or little at a time. Thinking, nah, it's just a little bit, like you save money on the cheaper brand. Talk about that, babes. Money fucking chugging that fucking crap around. I hope you can hear me and understand that there's this one thing about me, right, that you're hanging on because a lot of other videos, babes, there's a reason why to use this thing. I'm gonna dial in on it. You can't just become a clown and ignore how profound the responsibility it is. Really, it's your freedom. That really you have a profound freedom at your disposal right now. Don't you know you have free will to start? Okay, so babes, I'm a leader, but I'm warning you right now. When I start rising up and I start saying more and more, just it's happening inside, and it's not just me. It's a lot of other people. When they start waking up, more and more of the weaponry will be clamping down. More and more distraction. More and more distraction. Yes. And somebody commented on my videos, and I really appreciate your comments. The ones that I know that, bullshit can't break through to me here. Only my people and good stuff can. That's the truth. Because it's a piece of art. You can't judge. Like a piece of art is you, man. Your real, sense of self. It's not the narcissist. See, the problem we have, what a narcissist is, everybody is a narcissist. Everybody has a sense of self. But the one we're complaining about that can get really problematic, that it might be, it's like, babes, can you please practice that safe sex? And I didn't just say, take the government's birth control. You can do your own. See, those are two different things. They are. give us our language right there. They put it right in front of our face. Well, from the Intergalactic Council, it's like, it seems like that it's right there in the titles. Have safe sex. They give us the diseases that are going on, as far as if they go on, really, because there's, it's bad enough that if you don't get something right, like, I mean, imagine, like, really, if you just open up the book about what's really going on, like, don't leave a woman unsatisfied, that's for sure, uh, because that's her life, feeling good, we're supposed to. That place right there, I mean, it's like going into the kitchen, and it's like everything, we are here to make things taste good. And we take our time, and we chop, chop, chop. Whatever. Maybe that's not how it's done, but you get my griff. Got it. And I see. I can't get distracted from becoming more and more what we have to be, which is the higher vibrational frequency that bounces on top of this stuff and says, "No, we can solve these problems, but here's the main thing." Well, here's the main thing for me is, see, I think I'm on the right track. I'm going to start opening this up, and I really do want for this is very serious. For everybody who doesn't see that the imposed, like, really, it's just that the Roman Catholic Church tell us to all isolate. That was the first method of social distancing, is marriage. Really, I mean, think about it, and if you really think about it, it's kind of erroneous or ironic, because those two are probably, out of all of them, should have socially distanced and say, no, wait a minute, this one thinks that they can buy you. This one is just wondering, where's my support system? Why do I have to get chopped up by this? And I don't know if it's a man or a woman now, right? But there is a scenario that you can look and see that it equates, like, more and more. It tallies up through algorithmic play. Whoops, we can't help it but look. Kind of like what they say, that throughout 200 years or more of psychological analysis, which is just like statistical studies, they keep logging it in, that it's mainly, really, what the problem is, with narcissism we have, is that, well, and that problem is isolated to men. And I'm dialing in. I've been doing it for the last 400 videos or so, little chunks at a time, because I'm being distracted, really. This thing just lit up because I said something in my videos. It's very much what I'm supposed to be doing, and um, I don't have the support. That's my point. You probably don't have support anywhere. Are you still trying to work the green money system? Really, cash. People are wanting cash. It's like, no. This is a matter of reorientating ourselves to our well-beings. Fuck your fucking boogery cash. Something is trying to help us here, and I was trying to tell you how my Patreon and even my YouTube doesn't see. I don't go for any of their promotions. I don't even answer anything that says, they say, do you want 3 free months of no advertisements? And I'm like, no thanks. I just say no to everybody. But what they do is, it's like, we're going to give you this, and okay, now you're going to get more subscribers because you talked about this, okay? And they're doing it for me because they're showing me how it works. It's like, well, you're doing it. Well, they set up my Patreon that way. They said, you're almost there. And I was like, well, what do I have to do? What fucking key do you think I don't have that you have perfectly, that you just set me up? Um, see, I went ahead and put a picture, a video on that said something, and it was after I put that video on about narcissism. I said, well, this is the video that got 375 subscribers in the first, in the first couple weeks, days. It was 175, and I was like, well, this is obviously something put it out there. It says, you need to know about this. And it wasn't me. It's this thing. I'm telling you. I can tell you, I wish I had help with everything that I'm trying to do here, as far as how to work the tiers on Patreon. But I'm struggling with my financing. It's like, it's a system where it makes you want to give up, right? I hate to say that, but I do have Jupiter and Pisces. But it can't happen for me this month. It can't. I can't give up on myself. That's where Mars comes and trines my Jupiter and says, Shauna, you have thousands of dollars waiting for you because people hear you, and the more people you get, babes, if it's 300 people that sends me $100, let's do the math. It's astonishing. And there's just 2 people that piped up and said, and the first thing they want to send me is $100. And I'm like, stupid me. With one of them, I said, well, because stupid me, I know that nobody has money. Stop calling you stupid me, Shauna, and stop thinking that that's an excuse. You're not waiting for one person to come through for you. No, we all have to come through for each other. If I've come through for myself here, I'm sure I did, because I'm in pain about this thing that happened with my cat. I'm trying to do the right thing for them. I was being really diligent about making sure that they can eat, and then making sure that they were getting plumped up, and making, see, I saved this one from dehydration. Something going on with the food that they puked up, and when they puke up, see, the thing is they can dehydrate, and I know that I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? So I hope we're in a better place by the time I put this on the precise day that I see that Pluto goes back into Aquarius. I'm going through a cat that's in pain, and it's meant to completely drag you down. And it's like, you know what? And it's a sign that, no, listen to the lesson here. Listen to now further. Somebody like me, because they're getting to me this way. I'm isolated here, and it's like, all I wanted was a cat to help me. It's just a patch job because I live here. I say I still live here because I might not be living here for long. Who wants to stay stuck in a place that, okay, see, it's usually by word of mouth, and if one person sees me, so-called sees me. But really, what is it, Shauna? What do you think? Oh, it's something that you need to. I'm not about to be a baby in a crib that needs pacifiers. You all need something eventually. And see, this eventual thing, for a lot of people, it's happening now. And for a lot of people, all they need to do is find resonation by way of somebody who knows how to speak about something. And I want to tell you that I've been picking up through a lot of the bombardment that is happening here. It's tough, isn't it? I live in the mountains, and that was a lot enough for me. And I've done enough, to tell you the truth. My guides are saying, Shauna, you have done enough. Now pay attention to how you're going to use these faculties that you have done enough with. You have meditated, playing music a lot, all your life since the age 3. You ran up to the mountains and from having done the opposite, you can care less about the school and all that stuff like that. I shouldn't be putting this video on there unless I make these tiers and start explaining to you, well, these are my credentials. My credentials. Sorry. Really, no. There, this here is on monitor. In fact, you have that monitor. If you have a higher self, it's also hooked up into intergalactic alliances. And I am a rush. I'm somebody of Aries rising. I jump ahead and I say, no, look, because in 6 months, but maybe even before this year, but for sure this time next year, we're going to see the rise up of people that are like, give me a fucking break. They're going to see through it. It's going to be too weird because that's kind of where we're heading. It's like, wait a minute, because see, now talking about the numbers, in numbers, high in numbers, what's high in numbers is going to be those people that fell. They've been taken from, they've been fleeced, they had a fake God. They did their fake education, they did their fake religion, and they all are falling right now. And us who, if you can hear me, somebody shared my video, are actually rising up. And it's like, babes, if you don't see how that we can hold our energy and be a presence that is far more hospitable, if some people don't like that word, but what do I mean is nourishing, life-giving. Really, it's just, does it allow you your freedom because the freedom is so essential to get to know your own intelligence. And there's too much around here that says, boy, we don't have freedom, right? Hardly. It's alarming. It's so alarming. See, I am a canary in the coal mine. I'm the canaries. Now, if you look at the word canaries, there's the word Aries right at the end. If you look at the word boundaries, there's the word Aries right at the end. We kind of pipe up first. It's the first responders. If you look at the statistics in a hospital, who works as an ambulance? Who is a firefighter? Who works in the firefighters' place? When it comes to money, the chasers of money, it's a whole different ballgame with looking at the signs. But when you see a genuine firefighter that knows how to run into the fire, it knows how to get around it, it knows how to save somebody. That's the Aries spirit. That's the first responder. We have those beyond the capacity of the schools to control. Yep. And when they piped up, especially when there's a global emergency, oh, they're being cut back because how much power do they really have? Do you give your natural faculties, which is the Aries part of us, our nervous system, very sensitive, um, do you give them any merit? Do you give them a chance to work for you, like that gut response, first spontaneous, intuitive feeling? So many people are against that those words, intuitive, spontaneous. Um, just don't even think about it. But you don't qualify if you've cut off your nerves. And that's happening around us. We are so delicate that, I know I can't get knocked off my kilter if I get a bad attitude and stuff and I start directing at people. I don't know how to ask for help, but I start calling them names. It could cause them damage, and it does cause me damage 15 times more. Some of us are that powerful, and I don't want to go there. I want to heal. This is time to heal. And this shit here, for all I know, that cat is dead right now. It's too much for it, whatever it attacked it. See, my cat, my 17-year-old cat, it took a while for her, and I was looking at her, I was like, you know what, you can be fucking pulled out of this. I'm pretty sure, see, I was thinking, I'm thinking, well, maybe she just gotten old and it's time, and it's like, no, cats can see, they go through this because their food is poisoned. And they need to be put in a hospital, they need to do what that veterinarian service has been taught, and they have cognitive dissonance because they think that they're being taught something that, okay, that this is what's happened to cats, but no, we're causing this to cats. And then it's so sickening, I noticed it a long time ago. So I'm not fooling myself about all this. It's like I really do I want animal here. Just the smell of a cat makes them go away, but this I swear to God, these cats are deities, and that's a male figure. The male figure is saying that you don't baby them that way. What I mean is you don't give them every heaping thing. A female might be able to regulate herself. I don't know, but that's what happened with this. I don't. She's got her ability. Her body is. This is the truth. Now, does she have an extra rib? That means she can take on more pressures and stuff like that. It's just the truth. But they have men like going around and doing things. But I'm not a biased person. But we need to figure this out. Like, why is it so lopsided? And why can't we heal? Is because we're not even adding in. And I'm not going to reduce it down to women. It's your nervous system, your feelings. Like, why couldn't that boy save himself and say, "Babe, hello, wake up, babe. Do you see that you're eating too much?" But I don't think that's what really happened. I was watching this. What I mean, I was watching their bellies, and I was making sure they were pooping, and I was watching their bellies and something going on with their food, and like I said, it's new, just like all of the other illness that Human beings are getting, your dogs are getting that too, and cats. They're getting the cats. They tried to get to chickens one year, and they can cause it by, if they control the food well enough, they can put something in the food. They can put something in the air by having figured out a certain thing in their laboratories. Unfortunately, babes, you got to wake up, because there is a secret society out there that that's their science. Their science is to figure out these pathogens and things, yes, to go in and alter. You have no idea how deep it gets. It's terrible. It's terrible to think, and it's like, well, what will save us, Shauna? How are we gonna manage? Try to figure out what Jesus Christ was trying to do for us. Simply. Right over there. Made a sacrifice to say, and babes, you need to make the same kind of sacrifice. That thing was turned into total deception. But that was a red flag warning right there. I already talked about it. So I hope we're doing a little better. This is September 15th. I have been exhausted for a long time now, but I'm not going through anything that God doesn't want me to handle. I'm listening to it, and I'm rising above it. I'm just saying, no. I have my faculties on. They are making us suffer these things. I didn't do anything wrong by trying to feed my cats and give them what they would have. I think about it. I kept thinking about it. I think, no. Their mom goes out and leaves them, and she comes back, and she tears apart a mouse or a fucking bird, and it's talk about rich food. It's blood, it's a heart, it's the liver, and the cats are eating it. That's the thing that they eat next. And what I was feeding them is natural venison and chicken. They can handle that. If it's actual, just natural stuff. See, the thing I try to tell us is, babes, the thing that keeps coming to my mind, but it can't be just me. I want to sell all of my assets. It's like $500,000 or more. I could probably auction it for 1.5 million, and that's how much you need. But everybody needs to do this and put their money and go to the courthouse and see well, my money, I would test the cat litter, I would test the cat food, I would test everything. But we already know they're poisoning us. Now, can we get our language together? Can we go to the courthouse? And what kind of money does it take there? Babes, it doesn't take much, but it does take money. The main thing that it takes is to get the right language down. Tell them how that you're going to take your right to remain silent. See, I'm pretty sure that I might be the only one that might be able to do this, and it's like I need to stop being distracted by this shit over here, everywhere. I would like better support. I don't know how to get this going for me. See, they try to get it going for me. They hooked up my Patreon, and so there's this thing called tiers. And so I would set up this thing where it says, well, if you want to listen to me talk at all, you got to pay $5 a month. Now, if 400 people, subscribers, even 200, that would be a lot for me to receive to keep me incentive to start getting hot and heavy on some stories I want to tell you. But see, I don't want to tell you stories. I'm a channeler. If anything, the stories that I tell, I'll start to keep refining it, and I'll start adding in the science that's right under your nose, and it will have to do with our language. and it will have to do with language. The decoding system that I found is a way to unfuck your mind up and get back to something that makes more sense than anything else, which, listen to the words too, it's beautiful. More sense. SC, I mean, there is the C, right? But no, we got CENTS. I swear, I think that cat's dead, but if it's not, then there's probably a chance that it can live. It wants to live. It does. Everything wants to live. But it's being tattered and fucking shot at and fucking whapped at so bad. We only have so much time here to figure something out, so hey, pardon me that I didn't put this light on, make myself look all glamorous and beautiful and everything, but we're going to get very tired of having to stay in this constant stance of healing, of working some kind of fucking magic that only levels it down to just like ground zero. Never raises up to see hardly the light of day. Yeah. The backdrop system, check it out. See, it's surrounding you, but you get on the internet and you have access to something way away from there, right? Not only that, you have, we can talk to each other here. I would love to have less and less distraction. I would love to get to sell everything here and just get in that realm of, can we hear each other? Can we support each other? Did you find the cure? There is a cure for every disease that they're causing us here. See, I happen to think that there's some place on the planet that people have arrived there and they're saying, they're doing it. It's hard at first, right? And they're like, oh, what are we doing? Because the generational value of the human organism is that they get their downloads and they start moving like a piece of iron to an electromagnetic field, the cosmos. That's what the Pluto and Aquarius is right now. Coming up, we are supposed to get excited, but who knows what's going to happen before then, before now and then. See, it's September 15th hit now, and I'm putting this video up. It's 52 minutes long, right when Pluto goes into Aquarius, and they can't hold back what's about to happen within this generation, my generation, even if it's just a few. More like, just give us 70 or more. They can cause resonation. It's a musical thing. It's a thing of love. It is. It does it quietly. You notice how quiet I'm getting? It's because I'm fucking devastated. I am so fucking just. I'm not an ego here. Okay, why can't I have my expression without being called like I'm arrogant or an ego? Or why can't I have my anger? Why do I have to be reduced down like this and just like, okay, so it doesn't matter how fucking calm that I tell you about the atrocities that are happening with your friend? How's the people in your life, in your immediate life, that sees you on the phone and thinks, get off that thing? It's like, no, it should be like this. No, did you hear what our what I'm sorry, I don't want to say leader, but do you think that you can get a piece of information from somebody? Do you think you can be affected by their way of saying something that looks at you? But really, here's the thing. Do you think that the population, see, there's got to be just high in numbers, and I just told you in this video, yes, they're going to be miserable enough. Do you think that they will get miserable enough to simply drop it and say, you know what, I want to sit next to you? You seem to have lightened up. You seem to have enlightened up. What are you saying about this? And just go like this and tell them, now watch your movies. Go watch your movies again. They all love their movies. And they're telling them right there, look, evil exists. You're going to have to fight this fucking shit up. It doesn't even look human. You're going to have to do it alone sometimes. It's a loner out there, a fucking hero that says, and does it, like Die Hard or Christ over there. But it doesn't happen like that for us. Not humanitarianly. Not through this. Look, we have an electrical current here. I am just shocked. It's like, well, that person's in Ukraine. Thank God. I think I'll friend them. I don't like friending the people around here. Ain't nobody gonna approach me with any kind of respect with for the what I think I am up to in my life, which is a fucking has a purpose, and it's not to get all dragged down. See, I would love to have support to go and take this cat to the emergency room. And I would love to be able to pay at least $800 to get it. If it dies anyway, I would like to know what is going on with this cat. Yeah, and I would love to have the fucking $1.5 million. I don't want to have to sell my place or fucking turn into a piece of popcorn, but do we have to do that? Maybe. We just have her fucking on and say, I don't know, somebody's going to graduate, we're going to graduate into spaceships, and then the other ones are going to graduate into just a snake shit and wagon rut. I don't know. There's levels to this shit according to the power that you really are tapping. Which power is it? Can you communicate it to the point where it brings people out of their funk? If not, that is the wrong fucking power. Wrong. I said wrong. The third eye says, you are wrong. Because you went away from the truth. Here. It's really simple here, actually. What the fuck happened? I swear to God. And yeah, when my 17-year-old cat died, and I could tell, it's like, no, something attacked her. She didn't get all bloated. The same thing happened. The first thing I could see. The same thing happened to her. She got like just about rigor mortis before she died. It's like, what is attacking her? And she would just stop drinking water. You know, that's what's happened with him. I've been putting it in him, but he's getting bloated. And it's probably the wrong thing to do, right? It's like, something attacking their guts. Do not think that all of that sickness or that and don't believe one bit that you're harming the environment either. That it's because human beings are doing it. No, there's a non-human faction that needs to be pulled away from it, and because they can't feel as much, and say, no, we have to protect men. That's what I'm saying with my baby boy here, because he didn't know to not eat. See, I just wanted to see, but that's not the thing though. That's not really it. Their stomachs were starting to go like this. And the thing is on the internet, they're never going to tell you. And we found out after having gone to a laboratory and they have certain kind of carcinogen or something that really is bad for them. And then might cause neurological problems. See, because why does why do they break down? Like he's just twisting around. His head's just like back, and I don't doubt that he's dead right now. I was with him while he was going through stuff. I was praying with him. I can tell that prayer works. I can tell that these cats can see me and I can see them. You know what I mean? It was really hard to work through what's happening. What I mean is to work through, all of the distractions. See, because I need to work on this complete change of my life, which includes, see, I never got support when I was a kid. From ever since right when my dad went away. But that I'm not crying and saying, so support me. No. There's something happening with the system that degrades everybody. And if you're lucky, you have a mom like me that just goes, whoa, God. Yes, my child. Love is real, right? Love is true. And so she would just do the best she could, right, with love. There's usually one person. That's usually the reason why. I mean, see, a lot of times the male isn't able to I don't know, like hang out with the system, I guess, and do that tiptoe, that fucking dance of making the money and being the breadwinner and stuff. See, that's just an imposed fucking systematic thing. That in the longest run, like, where does it put our creative lives at all, especially like women and children? With the beast over there that isn't a fucking goddamn wake. Man, at 59, I hate to sound like that. I think they honestly want to learn. My little baby boy, he just, see, the thing is they were doing this thing, and babes, but I don't think it's the overeating. See, my little girl, she handled the bloating. It's more. It's the same thing that got my cat. And I'm wondering, what is it? See, I'm suspect of the fucking cat litter. There's probably something on the internet, but not, maybe not. They take these things away. They only show you of the symptoms and all of the treatment. It's like, but where are the symptoms coming from? Hello? I love you guys.